All right, everyone, so I hope you enjoyed your break. I also want to touch a little bit more on scheduling because there are some issues that arise. Typically, the two most common issues are one, being that the client tries to, they want more than what you can give them in the time frame, and they're aware of this, they're able to manipulate. Now, this is going to be the dangerous client. They'll book, for basic pedicure, they'll come in there, they'll go, oh, I want this treatment, that treatment, and then all that time that they want dedicated to those services is going to take away from other people. So you try to make this one person happy who may not be happy with what you give her or him, and then you compromise the integrity of all your other clients who are loyal to you. Don't do that. If you do that, your sales are going to go down, your money's going to go down. So how you handle that client is they're booked in for a service and you explain very gently, I know you want this and I want to give you the best service I can possibly give you, but I still have to be fair to all my other clients. So what I can do is rebook you at another time and have that conversation. If they're still not going to be happy, they're part of what you call that 5% who will never be happy. And you don't want to fret because you want to keep the ones that you have loyal. The other case will be the person that comes in for one thing and they don't realize the severity of their feet or their callus, so you'll try to accommodate them and then you'll end up adding on all these extra things to the service, but it takes up time away from other people. So how you'd handle that is you have to call attention to it in a polite way and explain, Mrs. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, I'm seeing that this callus is a little really thick. I can only do so much today, but why don't I rebook you next time, next week? I can rebook you on a Friday and I'll be able to allot all the time that this needs time to be addressed. It's almost like therapy if you think about it like that. Every time we see a client, whether it be for hair color, haircuts, skin care, nail care, it's like therapy. They come in there for a service. They want to feel better. They want to come in feeling and they want to leave feeling better. Think about it like this. You can only do so much work with a client in one session. A person does not go to a therapist or even to an extent some doctors in one session and then all their problems are cured. It takes a series of sessions over a long period of time to have a better result. That's the case with a lot of nail services. You're not going to, obviously we don't ever cure anything, but we're not going to rectify, dry skin or a callus that's really bad in one session. It's going to take many treatments, many small treatments to make a big difference. So you want to explain that to them. You never want to work beyond your scheduled time because that upsets a lot of people. You always want to stick to the appointment time allotted, and if needed, you will give them some at-home products, do some retail, and then explain, try this out for 2 weeks and then come back. And always try to, in a very nice way without being too pushy, try to set a scheduled date with them. That way they'll come back. So basically with the current improvements that we have, they call them a series, and this is going to be feet that require more than one appointment. A situation that may require a series of appointments is called callus reduction. So when a client comes in with heavy calluses, you never use a blade because it's dangerous, it's illegal, it's not recommended, and we're not surgeons, right? So we don't use blades. And in fact, a callus is nature's way of protecting skin from being damaged. So if you remove a callus fully and you don't do it correctly, it can actually cause the callus to come back quicker and thicker. So what you want to do to reduce calluses during a pedicure and maintain the reduction is to perform a safe amount of exfoliation with a scrub, apply new, more effective callus reduction products on them, use the foot paddle to remove a safe amount of callus, explain to the client the negativities regarding the removal of rush calluses and how it can make their problem worse, and give them some take-home products and then rebook them and explain how you'll have to book a series of treatments. Some places offer a package where you'll have 6 prepaid sessions or 3 prepaid sessions. There's different gift cards that can be allotted to. Some programs, what they'll do is they'll take like $5 or $10 off or take a few amount of dollars every month and they'll apply it to the service. You can do a program like that. You also want to be using a program that will be able to log the client's information on the computer, have their name, all that, what they had done and how the result was, so you can see a history of what they had done in case you have to prove something. And know that a lot of salons will have a protocol to follow when finishing services, whether it be retailing or how to, do their signature treatment. There's also a lot of places that don't have that, but what you want to do is get your clients on a routine. People respond better to routine when they are told, what to do in the, pedicure sense. If they don't have a pedicure, they might be nervous. You can walk them through the process and then they kind of, fall into place with your method. So that kind of sets you apart. Always do that. Always stay on a schedule. Don't just, surprise them with something. Always ask. And I know it's odd that I'm saying that because I'm someone who cannot stick to a schedule. I like to do whatever I want to do, and I'm more than happy to have change in my life. Some people aren't though, so in this scenario, you're given a fixed amount of time to do what you have to do. So introduction, prepping, service, closure, and retail. That's how it should go. So they'll give you an example of how to do 4-week versus 6-week clients. At the 4-week appointment, a full pedicure is performed with the treatment that follows, which will be soak, treat, and reduction. Some clients require more than a 6-week for a Callus Reduction series, and this should be explained. This client can also be sold a glycolic or lactic acid hand and body lotion to use for their feet every other day, and daily use of a lotion containing DMU, dimethylurea hardeners, and this should be recommended to soften and prevent scaly conditions from returning. A foot paddle can also be sold to the client for use after showers between treatment appointments. Gloves must be worn during these services because if you're exposing your hands to all those AHAs, it's going to wear away your skin and your skin will be blistered. So also know that another condition that requires a weekly treatment is scaly feet. You want to know, however, if this client is sent to a podiatrist to determine whether or not this scaly condition is a fungus. If it's a fungus, you don't want to treat it. That can be contagious in the salon. If no fungus is present, the client can return weekly for 3 to 6 weeks for a foot exfoliation treatment, and that includes scrubs and a callus reduction treatment such as a mask. You also want to remember that masks should be applied all over the feet for 1 to 3 minutes, but no longer. The treatments are designed so that the client will have beneficial and beautiful feet when the service is finished. Home care products must be recommended. Your spa pedicure is described in this book. It's an add-on to the basic pedicure. So another spa pedicure upgrade is the use of the mask on the foot and or leg. This mask is applied, covered, and allowed to set while the client relaxes, and the mask's effectiveness increases. A further upgrade will be the incorporation of special products such as aromatherapy lotions, oils, paraffins, and other specialty products. Also know you want to consider these add-ons. You don't want to ever give someone something for free like a paraffin. That takes extra time, and more time is going to mean extra money, and you want to explain that to a client. Don't feel uncomfortable. If you need to, take a note card and write down the price of basic pedicure, and if you want to upgrade it, you write, hey, this will be how much for the upgrade. Get an idea of what they want. So for elderly clients, older people typically come in more frequently. For some older people, they physically can't cut their own nails, or it might be a lot harder for them to do so and hazardous, so they come in for regular maintenance. They will become one of your loyal clients in the nail salon. You never want to cut their tissues or push back the epinecium too severely, because on elderly people, if they do have a compromised immune system, not every old person does, but some of them do that have like diabetes, or they might have been smokers, that can cause a serious infection. Also know that most salons will have a price list for services before you join the staff, but if you ever find the position where you have to determine prices, you want to determine the price of your basic pedicure and then set up prices for more upscale procedures. Another great way to upgrade your pedicure service is through nail art. Many clients enjoy adding nail art, a little bit of polish, and designs. It's easy to get your clients addicted to toenail art by first giving them an example at no cost. Once they have it and the friends compliment them, they will want to try it every time. You will quickly see an increase in the revenue. So what that means with an example, don't do their whole feet. Obviously, that'll take too long. Say, hey, why don't I add a little bit of nail art on this one area? And if they're getting their toenails polished, you can add it on and say, hey, this is for free, but next time we can do your full feet, or come in like another time. They will be so impressed with that, and they will love the result. Also know that many salons and spas found that manicure and pedicure packages are being received well by their clients. Manicure pedicures together are like salt and pepper. Although they're different, they go well together. And one great way is to develop the packages to have a theme, such as Christmas, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, proms, weddings, birthday packages, and market them accordingly to your clientele. Also know that during the pedicure you can have a massage. Know that according to post-visit client salon surveys, massage is the most enjoyed service and the most relaxing service. They give you the example from the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Massage means a method of manipulation of the body by rubbing, pinching, kneading, and tapping. Generally, body massage is therapeutic, and it sometimes focuses on relaxation. However, massages given during manicures and pedicures focus on relaxation. The art of massage has been around for ages. No matter what technique you use, perfect them so the foot and leg massage becomes second nature to you. During this part of the pedicure, be keenly aware of your client's health and meet any precautionary requirements accordingly. So if you have to refuse a service, you refuse a service. If you do the massage, do it gently if they have a clotting issue. Also know that a lot of the basic massage movements are the same as what we learned in facial massage, pedicure massage. They go hand in hand. You always want to go over the client with consultation. Do you like your pressure firm, medium? They'll let you know if you're too light. It might feel like you're tickling them, and that might feel really uncomfortable. Also know that when you're massaging, if a client has like shorts on, you're gonna massage up to like just below the knee. If they have like super long pants on and they can't pull them up comfortably, you're just massaging the foot and the ankle. Every cosmetologist will have their own unique massage. It's like a snowflake, no two people massage alike. It's like a fingerprint, that's even a better example. No people massage in the same way. So you always get your feel. Some people will request certain people, don't take offense to that, it's just who they prefer. Know that reflexology is a unique method of applying pressure with the thumb and index fingers to hands or feet. It has demonstrated health benefits, and this is a older style form of medicine and treatment. This specialty massage employs many other principles of acupressure and acupuncture, and it's considered a science by many technicians. Reflexology is based on the principles that areas, reflexes in the feet and hands correspond to all organs, glands, and parts of the body. Reflexology practitioners believe that stimulating, pressing these reflexes or points can transmit positive energy and increase blood flow to specific areas. You do want to get professional hands-on training because reflexology is very holistic. It's a special art. And I believe in it. Some people don't, but I'll always explain to them that, you know, in certain parts of the Middle East, during the Persian Gulf War, one of the punishments for POWs was to beat their feet with electrical cords, and that would cause substantial pain. Your feet have all these nerves that are connected, and they're very complex. When you stimulate one area of the foot or the hand, you can actually feel the stimulation somewhere else in your body if you are in tune with your senses. It's a really cool sensation, and it's just, it's almost magical, in my own opinion, because it's based on the energy, and you're bringing good energy into the client's body and helping them heal. So know that you need hands-on training because the specific touch in reflexology can only be learned through hands-on training. Clients who have received reflexology treatment from a certified expert recognize the appropriate touch and respond negatively to people who attempt reflexology but cannot deliver the same results. An untrained cosmetologist may not be able to produce the results for a client, so the client will not be happy about the extra cost and time, and they might, you know, freak out about having to pay more for this. So always get training in that, and know that ergonomics are very important. If you're not being ergonomical about your work, you're going to throw your back out. Hairstylists and cosmetologists in general have problems with their carpal tunnel in the wrist, their fingers, arthritis, back problems, all because we're not doing things the right way. Always pay attention to your body's positioning, making sure you're working ergonomically. And know that disinfection is always important. You cannot, we have a whole chapter dedicated to that, so make sure you rewatch that. Without disinfection, what we do will not work. We're putting our clients' lives at risk, so you need to know the science before you do anything. So know that the following cleaning and disinfecting procedures are recommended for all types of pedicure equipment by the NMC, which is the Nail Manufacturers Council. These are a group of nail care company representatives, and the INTO, which is the International Nail Technicians Association, INTO. They recommend cleaning bowls, pipeless and non-whirlpool basins, whirlpool units, air jet basins, sinks, and tubs. And you always want to use an EPA-registered hospital disinfectant, and the label should claim that it is a broad-spectrum bactericide, virucide, fungicide. And know that most states require salons to record the time and date of each disinfection procedures in the disinfection log, so when you're cleaning this, always make sure you write it in there. Read your material. There's different ways to disinfect certain things. Some of these might be on your test, such as disinfecting the air jet basins after every client, at the end of every day, at least once a week. And know that at the end of the day, you always want to leave everything clean. You don't want to leave water overnight. Also know, let's see, whirlpool, all that. Read over this, because this is like, I don't want to be, you know, too wordy to go over all this, but it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of it's common sense, basic steps. Read over the basic pedicure. Here's a little service tip. You want to work on the foot of the client that is the non-dominant side first. The dominant side of the body is determined by the side of the client's writing hand. So if they're right with their right hand, their dominant is going to be the right foot. Always know you don't want to clip the nails too short or break the seal of the hypoechinicium, because that will hurt a lot and will cause infection. Know that with the toe separators, you want to use toe separators to hold the toes apart while filing or applying cuticle remover, and always use new separators for every client. So is that, we pretty much covered all of this. So read over the massage, practice them on either, you know, yourself or a friend. And this is a pretty straightforward chapter. It's not too intense. The next chapter is like this thin. It is super short. It is chapter 27, nail tips and wraps. So get wrapped up with a nice blanket, relax, hot cup of coffee, and we're gonna jump into nail tips and wraps for the next chapter.